guys, we have an urgent breaking news coming out. Major cities around the world call off New Year celebrations or special events over safety concerns. This is the first time ever. There's a possibility, perhaps, sleepers put out some kind of message, and now multiple cities, we're talking about big cities around the world, has been basically placed on high alert because of the large gathering, the New Year's and stuff like that. So give me a second. Let me just pull up this information really quick. If you can, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Major cities around the world are adjusting or canceling traditional New Year's Eve celebration amid rising public safety concerns. Officials in several international destinations have decided to scale back or eliminate large public gatherings as authorities prioritize security and crowd management ahead of the new year. That is absolute crazy. Absolute crazy. First time ever, guys. They're about to cancel New Year's in multiple cities around the world. So I don't know if New York is going to be one of them, but if that's going to happen, it's sad. It's just absolutely sad. It's sad. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. This is really sad. It is. It is. This is where we at right now, where we can't celebrate or have a good time. It's just so sad. I mean, even Times Square, I mean, again, you know, back in 2020 and 2021, they kind of put like certain restriction laws and stuff like that. In Paris, organizers announced the cancellation of the city's well-known live New Year's Eve concert along the Champs, skip that name, the event, which typically draws hundreds of thousands of attendees, will not proceed in its usual formal format due to concerns about safety managing for dense crowds in such a confined area. You know why? Because they open the door to millions of people. That's why. Just like here in the Sleeping Giant, let them in. And then once they come in, you got a lot of them doing some damage, and now we have to cancel everything. Good time is over for America. Good time is over for the Europeans. Instead, officials plan to air a pre-recording concert. This is stressful. This is where we at right now. So everything is going to be aired on TV. Stay home. Just watch on TV. So that's what he's saying. Instead, officials plan to air a pre-recorded concert as part of the celebration. Fireworks at the Arc, and skip that name, are still expected to take place, offering a symbolic countdown without the risk tied to a live mass gathering. Tokyo! Look at this. Now Tokyo officials also canceled. Wow. So Tokyo also canceled the popular countdown event, which traditionally attracts large numbers of people to one of the busiest intersections in the world. Man, Tokyo. You don't hear a lot of stuff going on in Tokyo, though. It's not like Europe or US. So it says here city leaders cited safety concerns related to overcrowding, disorderly behavior, and the potential for dangerous situations in tightly packed public spaces. Authorities emphasized that the decision was made to protect public well-being and prevent incidents that could escalate quickly in such environments. Man, Paris and Tokyo. So what is next? Belgrade in Serbia, capital city. Are you serious? Leaders announced there will be no organized New Year's Eve or Serbian New Year's Eve celebration this. What in the world is going on here? City officials stated that public safety consideration were the primary factor behind the decision, noting that resources will be better focused on maintaining order and security rather than hosting large scale festivities. These international cancellations come as U.S. law enforcement agencies remain on heightened alert during the holiday season. Federal authorities recently arrested 4 alleged gang members in Los Angeles, accused of plotting coordinated strikes on New Year's Eve. That's what did it. That's what did it. Why? Because we have phonies in the spotlights that decided that it's okay to bring in millions into our sleeping giant land and to bring them by plane, again, let them come in here. And now everything is all messed up for the sleeping giant citizen. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thanks, Joe. Thanks. And to all those that, again, decided that it's okay for the millions to come into our sleeping giants. Now we have to sleep with one eye open and one eye closed. According to officials, the suspect were allegedly planning to use improvised devices at multiple locations. Now, here's the thing, guys. A lot of people might be saying, man, I'm glad it caught him on time. But hold on, there could be a lot more out there that hasn't been caught yet. That's the reason why all these major cities are canceling, because there's a possibility there's a lot more out there. They can't find them. But there's a possibility that something big could hit the fan on New Year's. So according to officials, the suspect were allegedly planning to use devices, improvised devices, at multiple locations, reinforcing concerns about the potential warning to crowded public events. Despite the increased caution in some cities, major celebrations are still expected to proceed in places like Times Square in New York City. That's the big one. That is the big one. New York City is the big one. Once again, despite the increased caution in some city, major celebrations are still expected to proceed in places like Times Square in New York City. I don't know, guys. When I was young, I always thought that that ball drop, something could be in it, or things could hit the fan. Times Square, New York. I mean, you got all them people out there. You got different people from different parts of the world. Again, you guys already know you had the palace, who they wave their flags and stuff like that. I mean, you got those people out there. Again, it just, I got a feeling that something big could hit the fan in that rotten apple. Once again, Times Square, New York, where nearly 1 million are anticipated for the iconic ball drop. And I pray for them. I do. I truly pray for them. But again, I agree that, things are really tough and really bad nowadays. And I do agree when it comes to, what can you do? Lawlessness is happening. The Bible says that in the end time, people will become lawless. People will become evil in the end times. Former NYPD officials have noted that securing Times Square for New Year's Eve require months of preparation and representing one of the most complex security operations undertaken by the city each year. Measures include security buildings, monitoring rooftops, and windows and deploying extensive law enforcement and surveillance resources. Security experts and travel advisory continue to urge attendees to take personal precautions when attending large gatherings. They recommend planning meeting points in advance, staying aware of surroundings, and recognizing that self-service may be unreliable in extremely crowded areas. These steps can help minimize confusion or panic if groups become separated. At the same time, travel professionals have observed a growing shift away from massive public celebration, and more people are choosing private parties, ticket events, cruises, and exclusive venues that offers a festive atmosphere with more control conditions. This trend has gained momentum in recent years as safety, comfort, and predictability have become higher priorities for many, many travelers. And there's a possibility there might be some more. Give me a second here. So Fox News is putting out the this breaking news here. Hold on, give me a second. So the plot allegedly included a plan for coordinated strike using improvised explosive devices meant to target 5 separate locations across the city, the FBI told Fox News Digital. That is crazy. I don't know. Again, I don't know why Joe allowed these individuals to come into our sleeping giant. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. About 1 million are expected to pack into Times Square. All right, so Paul Morrow, a Fox News contributor and former NYPD, so we already know this. I'm just going to skip. Hold on. New Year's Eve is sort of the Super Bowl for the NYPD. You have to do everything you can to control that, not only for the bad individuals, but just for disorder. You wouldn't believe how many windows and rooms were secured. You want to secure that there aren't people throwing bottles at each other or fighting, or somebody lets off firecrackers, or there's a stampede. Wow. So there is a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes in Times Square to secure the area. He referenced planning for weeks, if not months, for New York's Eve, just ahead of the year 2000. You wouldn't believe how many windows and rooms were secured by the NYPD, federal agency, and state agency to make sure that there was a ring around Times Square. Once again, Morrow said today's celebration have gotten a lot more sophisticated. For those who plan on being in Times Square on New Year's Eve, Morrow said it's essential to have a contingency plan. If you're with a group of people, or if you brought your young ones in or something like that, it's easy to get separated in the crowd. If that happens, you can't necessarily rely on your phone. Sometimes the cell circuits in and around Times Square on New Year's Eve get overloaded. All right, so once again, that's a very important news that he's putting out there. Now, I've been to Times Square thousands of times, but I've never been there for New Year's Eve. My family, my brother's been there. He said that yeah, he was stuck there because once the ball drops and everything, that's it. People just go home. And he was living in New Jersey. He's like, the bus stopped running. I'm stuck here in Times Square. All right, good night. So that's your fault for going there. But again, just a reminder for those who live in New Jersey, if you go to Times Square, again, those New Jersey Transit bus and stuff like that, and Port Authority, I think, no, Penn Station, they're not going to be operated. So I'm going to leave the rest in the description box, but again, you guys get the picture. Here's the dates for some of the cities out there. Oh no, this is a previous incident around the holidays. All right, so you guys, all this stuff, these are like sleeper stuff. All right, so man, Tennessee, France, Germany, and Sydney. All right, guys. So this is all the information right now. Like, subscribe, and share. If you're gonna go out there for the New Year's Eve, just a little heads up. Again, keep your eyes open. If you see something, say something. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.